Hi, I'm Chris Buckman and I'm interviewing Chad Pardini. What are your plans for the economy?
My plan for the economy is that I'm going to further cut back on, honestly, national defense spending, because I am a patriot, I'm an American, but we have the largest Army, Navy, and Air Force, and the most advanced in the world. I think we can cut back on spending for a couple of years. And the number one thing that I'm going to do to help the economy is I'm going to cut some of the programs that the government's offering people, because there's studies shown that in order to help people truly progress, you don't support them being so down, you teach them to prosper. So I'm going to give more educational programs and less giving them money. That's how I plan to help the economy.
What kind of tax policy would you approve of?
Standard 10% plan, because what people don't seem to understand is that even upper class citizens who do make more money, they are already paying more than us, because 10% of their income is far more than 10% of our income. So I would just use the standard 10% tax plan.
Alright, what is your view for creating jobs?
My view for creating jobs is supporting growth of small businesses, encourage and make it easier to start a small business even in a big city, not focus on rural areas.
What are your thoughts about healthcare?
Healthcare should be, the options in healthcare should be up to the citizens themselves. I don't think it's right for the federal government to instill a healthcare plan with limitations on people that would want or need it.
What are your thoughts for healthcare?
Healthcare should be, the options in healthcare should be up to the citizens themselves. I don't think it's right for the federal government to instill a healthcare plan with limitations on people that would want or need it.
What do you plan to do about immigration?
I plan to harden the fence, but not because I'm against immigrants, because I would just make it easier for them to legally come into the country. More work visas, more education visas, and so that we don't have so many problems and so that people could stop blaming them. I would harden the fence but make it easier to actually legally come into the country.
What's your plan for energy?
I would like to use the fossil fuel plan as a contingency so that we could just let it run its course, let the market die out when the fossil fuels start to die out, but I would like to start investing on renewable energies such as wind and solar, and honestly start dipping into nuclear energy as a viable source of sustaining society.
How do you plan to control national defense?
I would like to pull out of most of the countries we're in, leaving small bases with contingency forces there, simply staying there for goodwill, but less of a militant force invading the world, and more of just a supporting hand for those that need it.
What are your ideas for the federal government?
I would like to pull the federal government back a bit. I would like to make it step out of the market, step out of people's personal lives. I would like to make it more of a government that is there to govern and less of a government that is there to rule.
What are your views for same-sex marriage?
I am for same-sex marriage because I honestly do not see how it negatively affects me, my family, my children. I don't understand how a connection between anyone, even to be a man or a woman and a woman, I don't see how that could be a negative thing in any way.
What are your views for abortion?
I think it's wrong for the federal government to say that women can't get an abortion, because being a man, I have no right to tell a woman what to do with her body. That should be entirely up to the woman's decision on how she wants to do anything she wants to do with herself, whether she wants to keep it, whether she wants to give it up for adoption, or if she wants an abortion.
What are your views on gun legislation?
I would not harden gun legislation. I am a gun owner, and I would keep it at its regular level. Honestly, I would make it, in some areas with the lower crime rates, make it easier to access a gun, because it's true. If a robber comes and he knows that this person has a gun, this person doesn't, he's going to go after the person who doesn't have a gun. So I would make it so that everyone has better access. I would keep felons and criminals from being able to access guns. But regular citizens with no criminal record should be able to have a gun in their house if they want.